Hey YouTube, it's AllPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the triple crossover Shield D Prime, which is a crossover between Transformers, Zoids, and Diaclone. First things first, this guy does command a fairly hefty price tag of around 300 US. And I don't think he's worth quite that much. He's a good figure, and I do think he deserves a premium price tag, but I don't think he deserves that much. Um, Especially considering, like, from what I understand, part of the reason is the Diaclone series tends to be very strict about their material quality and whatnot, and he has a couple bits that feel like they don't live up to that. But I don't have much experience with any of the actual Diaclone stuff, so I can't say for sure. But we'll get into that. But first, I want to take a quick look here at the box. We're going to get him out of the way because this is kind of a big box. So we got the, I believe it's the Shield Liger, is what it's called, from Zoids. As you can see up top, we have some features. We do get a couple little Diaclone pilots, and they do interact with certain parts of the figures. On the bottom, we got our legal jargon. On this side, we got the Shield Liger mode. Yep, I remember that correctly. And then on this side, we got our transformation Optimus Prime mode. And then on the back, other side, or on the other side rather, we do have a nice picture of him in his robot mode. So yeah, a pretty neato box. I'll get that out of the way. And we do get an instruction, genuinely an instruction booklet. It is literally like it is a book. And you know, it goes over a bunch of stuff that I cannot read as it is in Japanese, but you do get a full description and some nice big pictures. I always appreciate when the instructions are big enough to read. So there is that. Also, I should mention he does actually have some electronics, which is not something we see very often anymore. At least not in mainline. You know, we'll usually get some LEDs in third party, but I can't remember where. Oh yeah, it's actually right here. It talks about switching the batteries out. And I know it says it somewhere. Where is it? It tells you the battery type here somewhere. I know it does. I'm not seeing it. I'm pretty sure it was just AAA's though. But yeah. Anyway, there's the instructions. And one thing to note is we do get this little thing, and these are like leather sticker pieces. You can see they're cut out there, but they go over parts that are already essentially this color, so I didn't really feel the need to put them on, but that is something that comes with it. And let's take a look here at the figure himself. And yeah, so here we have him in the Shield Liger mode. We can bring these little lion mane bits out a little bit. And you do just have his gun here. Does just plug in on a 5mm port. And as mentioned, he does have electronics. The switch is right here. And one way, the middle is off. And as you can see, this makes his mouth move, open and close. And then the other side is it just turns on the LED in his forehead. So, but he does have electronics, and he does come with the two little Diaclone pilots, and we'll go ahead and pop them out. I usually just leave them in there, but you do get two of them. So there's the one that I keep in his head, and the other one is in this little bit here on his back. Just open that up, a little pod. Yeah. And I do like that they put these little like these little like roller coaster bars to actually hold them in a little better. But as you can see, they're essentially the same, just one is red on the top, blue on the bottom, and the other one is flip-flopped. Do have a nice metallic green for this one's visor, and this one has orange for his visor. So there is that. There is one more accessory specifically for these little guys, and it's actually back here under his cat butt. And it's actually, if you pull this down and extend this, there we go, and it just popped off. And come on. It's got stuck. There we go. There's a little motorcycle, and you can kind of like finagle him onto this, but he doesn't like actually like attach to it or anything. He just kind of sits on it. So I don't usually use this, and this is probably one of my I guess it's more of a nitpick, but it is one of the issues I have with the figure. Is it has this neat little, neat little storage thing here, because it just pegs on right here in the shield Liger mode. If I can get it to attach again, get that back up in there. See, these aren't actually supposed to separate for this. Just fold that up. So it has the storage here, but in the robot mode, it's literally just sits around as an extra piece. So I do have that slight issue with the motorcycle, is that there's storage in the vehicle mode, but is like literally the only part that does not go somewhere in the robot mode. So that is one negative on that end. But it's not the end of the world, at least. But I guess we should talk about his articulation briefly. These parts are on a hinge and a swivel. This is on a double hinge, so you can pose those around as you please. Obviously he has joints for his legs. He's got a ratchet here, then he has a hinge here. He does have a little, actually I think that might be locked, no, that's the ankle tilt is what I'm seeing. So he does have ankle tilt there, though that's more for robot mode. Here he has a ratchet, does have a ratchet here. This is a double hinge, or well, a hinge and a ball joint. This would be a little better if it was a bit tighter, as it doesn't fully support his weight when you have it forward. You kind of got to get it tucked under itself a little bit for it to really let him stand properly. It's not hard to do. It's just it would be better if it was a little bit tighter. So doesn't really get any motion in the shield Liger head because of those electronic motor bits in there, but you can kind of move the jaw around. It just kind of flops around. He does have these little missile pods that fold out, so there's that. That's a neat little feature. Oh, right, the tail. The tail, and this is, again, one of my big issues with, apparently these are supposed to be great materials. This part, in both the vehicle, or alt and robot mode, does not stay super secure. It's kind of loose. So not thrilled about that, but does have a ratchet here at the base of the tail, then a hinge and a hinge and a hinge, and then there is a swivel here, and this part is actually just tabbed on, just plugs in. So there is that for his tail guns. I think these are blast compatible, I'm pretty sure. That one not really, but yeah, this one definitely is. The smaller one definitely is. So there's that, and I think that's about it for the articulation as far as the alt lion mode goes. Oh yeah, he does have these, and I do think these are blast compatible too. No, not quite, but he does have this like little cannon thing down here under his collar, right here. So does have that, and he does come with a total of 3 stand adapters. One of them is for this mode, the other 2 are for robot mode. And I believe it's this one. Yeah. So you can see, it might be a little hard to see because it's clear, but right here where this all is, there is a little tab right here. I'm not sure how well it's coming off, but it's like right there. And that actually plugs in right here into what you can see is his robot crotch, like so. And we can go ahead and bring in the typical Masterpiece stand here, and there we go. And yeah, we can have him leaping into the air for whatever reason. So yeah, there is that for this mode. But I think that's about it. Actually, no, we got to do some comparisons. So here he is next to MP10 Optimus Prime. Here he is. Sorry, that's trying to cliff dive on me. Here he is next to generic Seeker. So you can see how he stacks up. And I will admit that, given his price tag, I did think he'd be a little bigger. And yeah, we'll do it. Here is next to Legacy Galaxy Shuttle. Just for a leader class comparison. But now I think we are good to get on to the transformation. And alright, so first things first, we are going to take these little rocket launchers and pull them out to the side. Then we're going to come up here and we are going to essentially pull like half of his back off here. We're going to take this piece, lift this up, take that off, and then take that off. And his gun too, if you haven't already. And this is where the battery pack is. You just open up this screw. But now we do need to come under here, and we want to bring his legs down, and we're going to flip these open. You do actually need to pull this out, and again, take the motorcycle off. It is the only thing that does not store in robot mode, because this is going to be, you know, his crotch plate. So. But now we want to take these turrets, and they are tabbed in, so you just pull them out to the side a little bit and bring them down. And just pull it out to the side and bring it down. Oh yeah, we also want to take this part off, this thing. It's just on a couple tabs here. You got to take that off too. A lot of parts coming off. Now we want to come here and just untab this whole lower section. We need to bring this lion mane bits forward if we have not already, and these parts too. Come on, there we go. And now this is going to come up, and you just kind of want to get these arms out of the way a little bit. Yeah. And we are going to, you can see that these clips here are going to go over this little bit right here. Like that. And now we can bring these back out of the way, and we are going to lift this up and just bring this out to the side. And we want to fold this around, and you can see it's on a double hinge and then another hinge here. We're just going to bring it around, make sure this is out of the way, and that's going to come back and form the rest of his thigh. And then this part is just going to fold over like that. And I believe in the picture they have it angled back a little bit. Because, yeah. If you look here, you can see there are 2 tabs. And you want to bring it out, rotate it up, and then put that other tab in there. Like so. So now it's facing backwards. Then we're going to come down here and lift this part up. And then this is going to let us move the foot here back a little bit. And then we are actually going to bring this up against his calf. And then here we want to fold this part out. You can see there is a tab and a slot. That's going to tab together. And then he has a little heel spur here. There. So you fold that out, and you're going to come to the front here and fold this forward and extend it. You can see it's on a double hinge under here. So you want to bring it forward like so. I think see, yeah, okay. So you can see that there is two different slots, one towards the base of the ankle and one a little further forward. The further forward one is for the robot mode. So you can see how much his foot has extended. Did I do that backwards? Or maybe I'm supposed to move it back. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to double check and make sure I'm not getting that backwards. Where'd it go? Of course, the booklet flew away. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to extend forward for the robot mode. Yes, they are. So I think I have the other foot in the wrong position. So, yeah, like I said, the further back is the Liger mode, forward is for robot mode. So, I'm glad I actually remembered that properly. So we're going to do the same on the other side. Just going to get this out of the way. Bring this around and form that thigh. Make sure that we flip this out and bring it back. And then this we bring up. Bring this out. Tab that together. Flip out that heel. And yeah, this was already forward, so I did have that in the wrong position at first. And now this whole bit is going to come around and it's just going to slide in, and you can see that there are two little hooks that are going to go into these little slots here to hook in like so. And now this whole assembly here is going to fold out, and you can see it's on a double hinge. And for the robot mode, you want to plug this bit in, and it does clip like so. And then I believe there's like a certain way that these fold up, and I think they're supposed to tab in somewhere. I do know that they fold around and kind of hook into themselves here, but I don't remember. I do believe we fold the... Okay, now I remember. Yeah, you fold these around, and then you want to make sure that you flip these around to the other side, because this little tab right here is going to go into this little slot here. Or not? No, it goes in there. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, like that. So... There we go. Oh, I almost forgot. You do want to make sure that you take these front legs and bring them all the way out. You can see that there's like a series of joints here for his arms. It's I think a total of 3. Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, technically 2. Double joint here, and so you want to make sure that those are out when you bring this in, because that's going to prevent his arm from folding all the way back in like it was in the beast mode. Anywho, now that we have the legs all done, we can come here and open this panel up here, and we're going to flip out his head all the way around, close this back down and rotate his head forward. And you do kind of want to bring this panel here down a little bit further, where it's not sitting flush, it's a little below, because his chin is going to sit right above it. And now we want to work on his arms. So first thing we want to do is we are supposed to bring these out and bring them back like so. And then we want to rotate this around, and this comes down, and this opens up, and we flip out his hand. And it is on a, as you can see, it's on a slider that's on a rotation. So you want to bring it down, rotate it, push it back, and then close it up again. And then this, I think this opens up, and I'm trying to remember the exact way to do this. I don't think, I know we got to rotate this around, like so. I think it sits like that. I feel like I'm misremembering something here. Okay, yeah, it was, yeah. You do want to leave that panel down. I don't know why that panel opens up. Because this little tab right here, is actually going to go in between his little paws, like right in the middle. Let's see, right there. And then, yeah, this close up again, just orient that fist. And then we're going to rinse and repeat on the other side. And this came on tab for some reason. But yeah, we bring this out and back. Rotate this around. Use this to open this up. Pull this down. Rotate it around. Close it up. Orient the fist. And then we bring this out. And again, this is just on a ball joint and a hinge. So, and then we just make sure that's tapped in. Bring that forward. And there, essentially, we have him in his Optimus Prime robot mode. So yeah, and again, yeah, now we got all this to deal with. So there are a couple things you can do with all of this. First of all, obviously you can give him his rifle. So we'll just go ahead and stick that in his hand. And just have him with his traditional Prime ion rifle. Then, so for all of this, there are a couple things you can do. You can make it into a gun, or it can become like a little ship. And that is actually what one of these stand adapters is for. So we'll do the gun first. And actually, I forgot. There are a couple other things you can do. One thing that it tells you to do is you can plug this in behind his head right here and have these guns sitting forward like this, and then have this, was it this part here, or yeah, it was plug this in here, show the actual robot mode configuration first. It'll stop folding in on me like this. Was that right? I think I might be doing this wrong. Oh yeah. As I do, I think this part was supposed to plug in here, and then I think it was supposed to. I think it was supposed to sit like this somehow. And how does this all go again? I'm getting all mixed up. But yeah, there is a okay, I'm gonna double check. Hold on. Okay, so I got mixed up because for the robot configuration with everything attached, you actually don't remove the tail. That's why I got all mixed up. So, but we do need to fold this whole assembly up like so. And we do actually want to flip it the other way around, plug it in like this, and then this panel here is going to come up and slide into that slot there, and then that'll let this plug on, I think, this way. Yeah. No, it's definitely this way. It's doesn't quite line up because that bit on his back right here. I mean, it does face this way in the other mode, but you can see the armature is folded up and filled in that space that it's supposed to clip onto. So it is supposed to face this way, but it's kind of doesn't really fit. So we're just gonna go ahead and put it this way, because at least it sort of holds there. And this is actually just supposed to plug onto the side of his blaster, like that. So there is the configuration with everything attached. In the robot mode, whoo, yeah, see, his ankles are a little loose. And again, this just nowhere to go. And now, this is the stand adapter for the robot. So what we do is we come under here, and I believe yeah. So you can see there's like a little slot there in the front, and then it goes onto these tabs here. I'm gonna fold this up like that, and then this panel will fold up over and clip in to the back here. And now, where to put it? There it is. Now he has a adapter for this mode. So have him, doing some weird high kick as I bend his knee in the most disturbing way possible. But that is that adapter. And just take that off. Straighten out his leg again. Put that there. And take this off. And we're actually just going to leave this in because now we have to talk about the third adapter, which is for the whole gun assembly. So now that I know that how that goes, so again, we're just going to take all of these parts off. All of them. There we go. And this part too. And there is a way that you can stick his rifle onto this too, but it doesn't. I don't like it. I like to just have him have his rifle normally. But actually, we should talk about the gun mode first, because I believe, I think it just sits like this. But essentially, this is the handle that he's supposed to hold on to for the gun mode, and it's too small. It's just too small. Because put it in his hand right now. Can't even really get it on properly. It's just this little nub, and I'm sure you can even hear it flopping around a little bit. But yeah, see, it's just too small. Because if we put this like next to his hand, you can see when it touches his thumb, it barely goes over his hand. Like it's just too short for him to really use it. It does not. He can't hold it. So, but anyway, so for the little plane configuration, we do want to fold out these little wings here, and then this little assembly here needs to come out. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Trying to remember how this gets out. If I don't. There we go. There we go. That folds out like that. And I believe that this is how we plug this in, like so. Then, if I remember correctly, this part is supposed to plug in over this somehow. Or was it underneath? I think it might have been underneath. No, I remember now. Do it like this. Come on. That, yeah. There we go, like that. Put this part back on. And I believe this part needs to fold under. I think that's supposed to go into that. No. I'm probably just remembering this all wrong, but I never use this mode. I like to just keep everything on his back, even though I totally forgot about that part at first. And I know this, like the little wings are supposed to like fold out or something. And we're supposed to set this on here. Something like that. I'm probably just doing this wrong. Damn it. Yeah, I was doing it wrong. Okay. So yeah, we are supposed to flip this part out, and I was sort of on the right track, but not completely. Get this part off. This part comes here like this, and then no, not like that. Underneath like this, seems. And then this is supposed to go here like this because this back part plugs in here, and then it plugs in on the bottom. So like this, and then like this. And then I believe, yeah. Need to get this up and over like this. So you can see there are little notches and little tabs here. And now this is not lining up. There we go. Yeah, now I bring this under, plug this like so. Pretty sure it's supposed to go like that. There we go. Yeah, like that. And this whole thing is supposed to come underneath, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe it is this one. I'm pretty sure, yeah, like that. And then once you do take this whole rifle and plug it in like this, and then I believe this is supposed to go on top like here. And the thing is this is also the gun mode, and you can see like that little handle is not enough. Even for just this part by itself, you saw it just does not hold. But yeah, now I don't think I've ever actually bothered to attach this, but I think it goes, yeah, like this. Yeah, it hooks on like that. And then you can, and it's supposed to be a little like gun jet for the Diaclone pilot. But yeah, I don't really dig this. I mean, it's neat that like the bits can form into other stuff, but I prefer just to keep it on the back of him and just have him like hold his regular rifle. So that's how I like to do it, like that. That is a thing you can do with him. But yeah. Let's see. Don't think I've gone over articulation yet, so we need to do that. So yeah, for the robot mode articulation, take a gun. He does have a ball-jointed head. I should mention he also has light piping for his eyes, even though he has the light-up feature for the other head. Does have a ratcheted shoulder. Can go that far up, and do get a 360 ratchet. Do get a bicep swivel, that was for transformation. Do get over 90 degrees at the elbow. We do get a wrist swivel, and we do get finger articulation. It is the usual trigger finger 3-finger split with a hinge and a hinge for both sections. So you do get some posability there. We do get a 360 at the waist. Or no, we do not get 360 at the waist. We get that much. Yeah, there's you can actually see it's this piece here colliding. But yeah, hip skirt can move up on the side and the front, and can kick all the way forward. Not very far back. We do get full splits. We do get a hip swivel, and we do get quite a bit of knee because he's got like 7 joints in his legs, for the transformations and whatnot. So you do get plenty of movement there. We do get a very significant ankle. You do get up and down at the foot. And again, I wish this was a little tighter because he does tend to lean forward and fall over. So that is a bit of a bummer. I think that's all for the articulation. And again, you can use the electronics in his robot mode if you really want to. But yeah, I will say he is a cool figure, but I do not think he deserves a $300 price tag. Again, I had heard that a big reason for that was that the Diaclone line, just as a general rule, has very... Oh, he's got a ball-jointed wrist. I missed that. I thought it was just a swivel. Or, it's not ball-joint, it's that swivel. Whatever. Yeah, I see issues with the quality that make me really question that, because, yeah, he's got loose ankles. He cannot hold that gun because the handle is too small. It falls off of him in his alt mode too. There are just a few things that are making me really question if the quality is there. He's not terrible. I mean, the plastic does feel very durable, but yeah, there's a lot of like joint tolerances and stuff that make me second guess that statement. Hey, sorry for the sudden cut there. My camera battery died, even though it said it still had like a third of the battery left. But yeah, basically, just my finishing thoughts. Like I said, I think he's a good figure, but I don't think he's worth the asking price. As far as if I would recommend him, I can't say I really fully recommend him. Again, by no means do I hate this figure. I do think it's overpriced. I do find it a little underwhelming now that I do have it in hand, but I wouldn't say it's bad. It is an interesting crossover. I do think it's kind of a fun figure. If you're on the fence about this figure, I would say you're probably fine to pass on it. If for some reason you like really want a transforming like Zoid figure, or maybe you're like me and just really, really like anything Optimus Prime, you'll probably enjoy it. Um, but I can't say I fully recommend it. I feel like if you're really, really already like on board with getting it, then yeah, it's fine. But if you're on the fence, probably maybe just hold off. But yeah, that's really everything I think I have to say right now. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this review. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.